Okay, we're looking at lesson 2.8, page 45. I'm going to go over some important vocabulary before we start. So I'm going to look at this one. The number inside of our number house is called our dividend, and the dividend represents what is it, the total amount that is being shared. So here we have a total of 976 shares. The number on the outside, once again, is called our divisor, and that's how many equal shares am I creating. So I'm creating 16 equal shares. The number up top is your answer. That's called the quotient, and that would be how many items per share. So let's look here. Our lesson today is actually focusing on when I use a compatible number and it doesn't work. Sometimes I need to adjust it to make sure it's accurate. So when they completed this problem, they used 20 as our compatible number. On a number line, they figured that the number 24 is somewhere between 20 and 30, so they chose to do their multiples of 20. So over to the side, we're going to list our multiples of 20. And again, I know my multiples of 20 because I know my 2's. So I have 2, 4, 6, 8, add your zeros. You've got 10, 12, add a 0, 14, add a 0, and so on. So first they thought it could go in about 3 times, 1, 2, 3. I had the number 68, and it could go in 3 times. That's what they estimated. When I multiply 3 times 4, I got 12, so put a 2, and regroup a 1. 3 times 2 is 6, plus 1 more is 7. When I try to subtract this, I actually noticed that 72 is too high. I don't have that many to give away. I only have 68. So since that number 3 is too high, 72 was too high, that means it can't go in 3 times. So instead, it can only go in 2 times. So I'm going to adjust. Probably if they used a compatible number of 25, it would have worked better because I know 25, 50, 75 would be too high, so I can't do that. Instead, I'm going to do 2 times. So 2 times 4 is 8, and then 2 times 2 is 4. When I subtract that, 8 minus 8, 0. 6 minus 4 is 2. So now notice that 20, I have 20 left over. My remainder is less than my divisor, which means it's perfect. I have 20 items to share and 24 groups. That wouldn't work. Everybody wouldn't get a share, so I'm good to go. And I moved my 1's place and I dropped down my 9. So I want to figure out about how many times can about 24 go into 209. And again, I can try. I want to get close to 200. Maybe that's 10 because 10 times 20 would be 200. But I know I can't put 2 digits here, so it can't be 10. Maybe it's 9. I could try a 9. Or I could even list my multiples of 25 because 25 is actually a better compatible number. I know 25 because I know my money. 25, 50, 75, 100. 25, 50, 75, 200. So if I try my multiples of 25, I can see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So this one would think is close to 8 times. This one is closer to 9 times. You can try either one because there's no way to know which one. Probably this one is more likely because it's closer to 24 than 20. But if I didn't think about 25 and I just listed my multiples of 20, let's try 9 and see if 9 works. And if it doesn't, I will adjust. So 9 times 4 is 36. And I'm going to write it lightly in case it doesn't work. And then 9 times 2 is 18. Plus 3 more is, plus 3 more is 21. So that is too high. And that's why it's important when we're using compatible numbers that we find a friendly number that's closest to our actual number. So I'm going to switch it to an 8. 8 times 4 is 32. Regroup my 3. 8 times 2 is 16, plus 3 more, 17, 18, 19. Now this will work. I can subtract. So 9 minus 2 is 7. And then I know that sometimes we say 0 minus 9, but you could also say 20 minus 19, and you'd get the same answer of 1 without having to regroup. So check my remainder of 17 against my divisor. Since 17 is less than 24, I know it works. But I have to do something with this remainder. We're not going to do this R17 business because now in 5th grade, we want to turn that into a fraction remainder. So I know my whole number is 28. And to express this remainder as a fraction, I take this 17 and I want to show 17 divided by 24. So this is the same thing as saying 17 divided by 24. So your answer is 28 and 17